So Senator Lindsey Graham, he really, really likes war. It's not that he really likes war; it's that he gets paid. He gets paid to say it. He recently went to Disneyland. This is from March 9th, which is last month. Which is a good testament of how long this. When did the war start? March 12th. But this is yeah. No, I think it started from there. Um, okay, let's listen to this unhinged bastard for a second. What the hell?
Of the no. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money.
What the fuck did he say?
We're going to make a ton of money. Goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast.
New Mideast. Is that a word I don't know? I'm too illiterate.
We're going to make a ton of money. Nobody will.
We're gonna make a ton of money. Yeah, the average American after the Iraq and Syria and Afghanistan, they've definitely made a lot of money. They definitely made a lot of money.
Threaten the Straits of Hormuz again.
The Strait of Hormuz was already open. Is he saying they're gonna charge it? Is that even? I think they would charge it. That's what Israel is trying to do. Israel, I think, is trying to control. No, I think Israel does control the port, don't they? They control an important water highway passage towards Europe. No, if I don't remember, it's near. I think in Jordan. It goes to Jordan, all the way next to Egypt. Or am I confusing something? Or is that Greater Israel? I'm not so sure.
Venezuela and Iran have 31% of the world's oil reserves.
Venezuela and Iran. What even happened to the Venezuela thing? Venezuela's situation is quite weird. I wouldn't be surprised if it completely dominated. There's a lot of things we don't know yet. And it wasn't like Maduro's son was like, oh, we'll get to the bottom of this. What happened to the investigation? I gotta check later.
We're going to have a partnership with 31% of the known reserves. This is China's nightmare. This is a good investment.
This is China's nightmare. Well, fast forward to a month now. China benefited a lot out of this unjustified aggressions towards Iran. So I wouldn't really say that. Struggling to understand the logic behind Trump's launching World War III. Yeah, you have to understand this. Yesterday on, if I have it correctly, yesterday at 8 p.m., he said he was essentially gonna destroy the civilization of Iran. The only way you do that is not with necessarily bombardment of missiles, but with nukes. A B-52 did leave 3 hours or around 5 hours before the deadline hit. I think out of a UK military base towards Iran, and they did a rug pull on it. An hour beforehand. They not even an hour, but they already had the fix was in. Iran, the United States, they agreed to a ceasefire of 2 weeks. That's the United States and Iran. And I realized that I should have realized that sooner, because 3 hours before the deadline, a lot of the Israeli officials, at least 15 planes, There's a tweet about it. 15 planes left Israel in a very short amount of time, um, which brought up the idea that it was most likely Israeli officials leaving Israel. You know, either Iran was going to get nuked, and Iran was going to retaliate, um, and stuff like that. But no, they knew what was going to happen. They knew that the United States would announce a ceasefire, and then Iran will start attacking Israel, which is exactly what happened. That's why they left. This is China's nightmare. It's a good investment. Is it? Is it a good investment? You know, when people get access, especially with like imperialistic views or colonization or conquering, especially when it comes to this market or the previous past, when people have access to the lowest price competition, you see this in the merging of companies. If they acquire it or they merge with it, they raise the prices because that competitor no longer exists. The lowest bar can be raised, and with that, it raises the prices of everything. I think this is the same thing with oil. This oil is typically the cheapest, I would say. Actually, no, but you know what I mean. The merging or the acquiring of large assets doesn't necessarily that it's going to benefit even a single penny to the American taxpayer, especially when they try to take out, you know, a lot of these programs that help the average American. And, you have to view those programs as basically tax deductions, you know? You're already paying like 30, 20%, 14, something, 30, some of the people 50%. You should take, for example, Medicaid, Obamacare as a tax deductible, a tax deduction. You finally get to use the a program that you already basically paid for, and you have to start thinking of them as more positively. But that's for later.